today I'm going to be giving a film review for Get Out. Now this is a film, an American horror film based on like an interracial couple who are visiting the women of the couple, parents. So it's like a horror film, Now it's still kind of like a thriller, but it still has like horror elements. Actually, the film is kind of like straight up horror once it gets to that point, but it does deal with the idea of this interracial couple visiting the like the woman of the couple, like say that basically the girlfriends visiting the girlfriend's parents, her parents' estates, because I think they're like a rich like family too, because when they get there, like the house is like massive and so on, so you can tell that her family is actually rich and stuff, So yeah, this is my review for the film Get Out. Now this film, it stars Daniel. I think this is how you say his last name. Forgive me if it's not. I think it's Kaluuya. I think he's not. I think he's like he could be American. I'm not sure, but he plays like the protagonist of the film, known as Chris Washington. Then you have Allison Williams, who plays Rose Armitage. So you have Chris and Rose, who are like the main like stars of the film, So the film is basically around them. They are like the interracial couple. You have Daniel, who's the black guy. Then you have Rose, who is the white girl, So and it's Rose who decides to take Chris on this road trip to see her parents, who live like in this like wealthy like estate, like this like massive like house with like a massive like land, and stuff like that, So I think they're like rich or something like that. And at first, Chris is kind of, he's kind of against it, because like he's being that he's black, so he don't know if that's a good idea for Rose to take him to see her parents, because he's a black guy. Now, we don't really get to see it. They don't really stress where the film is actually taking place. I kind of believe it's like in a southern type like atmosphere, because like the look of, it's like forests and woods like that. When they take the road trip to this estate, they go through like woods and so on and stuff like that, because like at one point they get into like this accident with like a deer, so from then on you could tell something was wrong. And that's when you can tell that the film is actually like a horror film, because if you go in and you didn't know what this film was about, you think it's just like a straight up like maybe drama film, even a comedy film at one point, once you see this deer and stuff, and actually before the deer, there's actually, yes, right, actually I'm sorry, it's like actually like a situation at the beginning of the film before this happens, before we get to see Chris and Rose, which tells you right then that this is like kind of like a suspense horror film, but I don't want to spoil it because it kind of ties into what like the film, what's going on with the film. But anyway, like Chris and Rose, they get to see her family, and so on. You get to see like her parents, they get to see Chris. They have like dinner and so on for like Chris and Rose. You get to see like Chris, I think it was her brother, like her mother and her father too as well. I'm not going to touch on all like the actors and actresses that played them, because I don't think they're really well known. Well, I'm not too familiar with them, But from the start, once they get there, you get to see like a odd like things going on around the house, like I think it's Rose's brother, like one of the guys of the film. He's kind of like strange and mysterious, and he kind of has like a little conflicts with like Chris, So you can tell from right there there's something that's like wrong with his family, And then they have like this get together, like a whole bunch of people come to this house, to see like the family, and everything. They get to see Chris and stuff, and even that family was like strange. Then you get like a situation with this guy and Chris, which kind of harkens back to the very beginning of the film, but I'm not going to spoil it, But yeah, basically in the end, like once the Chris and Rose are at the family, you get to see like Michael said, mysterious things and happenings going on with the family. So then what happens, at one point the film just like turns, I don't want to spoil it, it becomes like a straight up like horror film, it gets that like violent, and like crazy, Like in the end though, I thought this was it was like entertaining, but at the same time, like some of the things that were kind of going on with it, it just wasn't like believable enough. Like how could this happen? How could they let this happen? And then it got too far fetched, because what was really going on with the film was really like, at one point it turned almost like a science fiction film. At one point I was thinking this could be like in the future or something like that, or something like that. And Chris was like plugged into something, But I don't want to touch on all those kind of things that were going on with it, But I thought Daniel Kaluuya as Chris Washington, I thought he was pretty cool, Allison Williams as Rose, I thought she was good in her role. And I think like the other actors and actresses and stuff as well, they did pretty good, And the director Jordan Peele, I think he did a good job like the direction of the film, it looks good, like the photography and so on, all that was kind of good, But in this film, they kind of have like flaws, But I would like to see more films of this genre, with African American like actors and actresses and so on. Or it could be like Caucasians too, as well, But I would like to see more films like that, especially if they touch like into the science fiction genre, I think that would be pretty cool, as well, But in the end, I've been giving Get Out. I'm giving this I kind of want to give it a C, but I'm going to give it a B minus. You know, I would recommend it for like fans of this kind of genre films, you know, and so on. You know, so yeah, my review for Get Out is a B minus. I'll catch y'all later.